I'm sorry if I'm making you feel old. I personally am not old, but I have a lot of history with Jumanji. It was one of those movies that someone in my family had a DVD for, and I have seen countless times. I have vivid images of the flooded parish house, the pieces shifting around the board, and for some reason, young Alan's bloody lip. I really remember that bloody lip, for some reason. Before I get too far off track, let me tell you about my experience with this film today. You know when you have a childhood film that you love so much, when you get older, you decide to go back and rewatch it? Great! I can go relive these fond childhood memories. But then the movie just sucks. Really sucks. Yeah, that wasn't this movie at all. Somehow, a child actor-dominated, CGI-filled family adventure movie of the 90s engrossed me again, just like I was back in my childhood. Oh, fuck, I forgot again. The way it can speak to you as an adult now and still stand the 30-year test of time on the back end is not something I believe many set-piece-filled fantasy movies of this decade are able to pull off. What is it about this film that makes it age so well and be such a better movie compared to the sequels? I really don't know. Oh wait, yeah I do. It's fucking Robin Williams. This is one of those Robin Williams roles that is extremely underrated when it comes to his serious acting. We all know Robin can do the comedy thing better than most, but where his depth as an actor is really showed off is in the more complex roles. The Sean Maguires, the John Keatings, and now the Alan Parishes, another role where he brings different emotion than we normally see. Alan is a kid who gets sucked into the jungle by a board game for 26 years. Now they could have played his character to grow up to be a goofball, like a lovable idiot type dude. Jumanji could have been that common fish out of water type story. Instead, it went for the deeper emotional punch. The father-son story where Alan and his dad are separated for what looks like forever after an argument. The scene of Alan showing back up at his house after being trapped in the jungle for a couple decades. I don't often forget how good of an actor Robin Williams is, but in these moments, in the middle of a kid's movie pumped with hopeful nostalgia, he makes me feel something real. I have to sit here and comprehend a sense of loss and fear beyond anything I can imagine. I don't remember this feeling as a kid. Guess that's where the real magic comes in. Probably not gonna need that line. I'm fucking romantic about this movie, man. I'm telling you, I love it. As you get older, so many different parts pop out at you, and you still get to enjoy what you did as a kid. This experience could happen with plenty of films. In Jumanji's case, though, it feels so much more intentional. As a kid, you appreciate all the action, the crazy animals, the near-death scenarios, the comedy mixed in. Now you get all that, as well as a whole new film through the eyes of Alan, rather than these kids. These kids are also great characters. As the film moves forward, you see how grown up these kids are written to be. Their parents are no longer alive, and they're grieving by ignoring their feelings. At some points, we see the two come closer together, like in this scene. These very adult conversations transpire about each other's mental state here. It is something that I guess Disney movies prepared me for as a kid. I didn't even remember these two's parents were gone. The last truly adult theme is through Sarah's character, and again, it's the mental health angle. It's insane hearing her at my age talking about the event in her childhood with Alan getting disappeared in front of her. She pretty openly admits how it destroyed her life. I didn't remember that really. The conversation between Sarah and Alan, who both lost their normal lives in a different way, is a huge moment for their relationship. They can now fully understand each other. Well, maybe they don't fully understand each other. We do have this whole segment with Alan literally kidnapping, picking up, and all out threatening Sarah. Also that she'll play the board game. Yeah, it's a lovely relationship. Anyways, let's talk about something else. Back to Robin Williams. Remember when I talked about him being all serious? Well, I forgot to mention that, of course, he's not just that. We get some great physical comedy with him and this cop, or him battling a lion. My personal favorite comedic moment is when his face gets stuck in the floor. These gags I do remember from when I was a kid, and they do still work for me today. Another realization I didn't have as a kid takes us to a little more somber stuff. Parental relationships are a huge theme of this film, and we don't just get it with the parents we discussed already. We also have it with Alan and this kid, who I'll finally give a name to, Peter. There's this whole arc that happens with Alan treating Peter like his dad treated him, eventually realizing that he shouldn't be making the same mistakes. All this going down as he's actively fighting with a version of his dad from the board game. This is the in-your-face cherry on top to all the layered lessons of this film. By the end, with all this stacked together, I was pretty close to tears. Close, okay? They go all the way back to 1969 for the end of the film to give us the best ending possible. Alan and Sarah become their kid selves again and get to have their lives back. The two share a hug, and we also see Alan's dad get some lovin'. Alan apologizes, and so does his father, putting them back on good terms for life. We know this because it fast forwards again. Little whiplash, I know. We see grown-up Alan and Sarah happily married throwing a Christmas party. There at the party, they meet the kids they played the game with, completing the full circle and leaving me now with a couple tears streaming. I forgot about the Christmas ending too, leaving a nice little bow on top to this narrative. It's just a lovely concept, really. Unraveling what these people went through to then give them the happiest of endings. One that still feels earned because it makes sense in context. That's truly impressive. 10-year-old Gio wouldn't have noticed this shit. I'd just want more lion fights. Speaking of which, we need to talk about the hardest element of Jumanji to continue holding up. Well, actually the second hardest. Saying a board game movie is timeless is plain dumb. The CGI, though, is the other difficult element to get over. Not all the time, though. There are times in the film when the CGI animals look really bad. Here, and here, especially here. That did pull me out of the movie a bit. But more so than that, there's flawlessly blended moments of CGI and practical effects. Things like the bats at the beginning including one real puppet, or the lion fight switching between puppetry or animation. Even when this cop car is crushed, look at how hard it is to place that it's CGI. And this is 95, guys. 95. I complain about the prequel CGI. This is 4 years before The Phantom Menace. Overall, the story and character qualities are what has aged like fine wine over the years. This is one of the films that you can grow up with and still enjoy watching at any age. If it weren't for the relentless commitment to bring a story of wonder, spectacle, and adventure back down to a grounded telling of learnt lessons and complete arcs, then I simply wouldn't be making this video. As much as Robin Williams brings up the score for this movie alone, I truly believe Jumanji is an underrated masterpiece. As for the sequels, and with that, thank you, Abby, specifically you, Abby, and of course, everyone else who watched this one, thank you. I had a very good time making this video. Definitely, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've been pumping out videos a bit fast, so I feel like I'm not getting to really spend time picking apart these movies. I'm just having to kind of take simple idea and run with it. But for this one, the idea really stuck out to me, and it felt really satisfying to put together. But yeah, I think we're done here. So, deuces. Fuck, what was that? Deuces.